Today's unit involves how to change from a wandering generality to a meaningful specific. When I was a young boy, I heard a rather fascinating story. The story was about this guy whose wife sent him downtown to buy a ham. He got home with a ham and she said, "Well, honey, you didn't have them cut the end off." And he said, "Well, you didn't tell me to." She said, "I thought you knew we always cut the end of the ham off." He said, "Why?" She said, "I always cut the end of the ham off because my mama always cut the end of the ham off." He said, "Well, Mama's back in the kitchen. Let's go ask her." Went back to the kitchen and said, "Mama, why do you always cut the end of the ham off?" She said, "I always cut the end of the ham off because my mama always cut the end of the ham off." Well, this guy said, "We're going to solve this three-generation mystery right now." So they got on the phone, called long distance, and said, "Grandma, why do you always cut the end of the ham off?" She said, "I always cut the end of the ham off because my roaster was too small." Now, you see, Grandma really had a reason. But the truth is, most people do not have legitimate reasons for a lot of the things that they do. In this unit, we're going to carefully look at why you must have your goals, and then how you set those goals. Because most people, unfortunately, do go through life as that wandering generality. 97% of the people on this earth do not really have an organized goals program. Now, that's not to say they do not have some individual goals, because certainly they do. But they do not have a total and complete program itself, which enables them to win in every area of life. Now, why is it that 97% of the people just do not have that goals program? Well, the first reason literally is fear. Now, fear, as you well know, is spelled F-E-A-R. That forms an acrostic for false evidence appearing real. But if it appears real, as a practical matter, then it is real. For example, I could come into your city, I don't care where you live in this world, and rob your bank with nothing but a handkerchief. All I'd have to do is put that handkerchief over my face, put my finger in my pocket, and stick it at the teller and say, "Give me your money." Now, the evidence would be false, but that fear would be real, and so they would literally give me the money. Now, they'd probably shoot me before I got out of the bank, but I would have the money. Several years ago, a young Cuban hijacked a plane to Cuba with a bar of soap. That's all he had. He put the soap in a box. He said to the captain of the aircraft, "This is a bomb, let's go to Cuba." They went to Cuba. The evidence was false, but it appeared real, and consequently, they acted accordingly. Now, tomorrow morning, I get on a plane, as I do an awful lot of the mornings, and I'll be headed to Dallas, Texas. Now, I recognize the fact that when I get aboard that plane, there's a certain amount of danger involved. As you know, some planes do come down an awful lot faster than they go up. There's a certain amount of danger for that plane. But let me tell you something fascinating. There's even more danger for that plane if it stays on the ground. Did you realize that an airplane will literally rust out sitting on the runway faster than it will wear out flying in the air? And that's what airplanes are built for. You see, there's a certain danger in setting goals, but there's an even greater danger if you do not set those goals. Many years ago, Oliver Wendell Holmes, who was a brilliant writer, a very famous jurist, an inventor, an unusual man, put it this way: the great loss in our society is not the waste of our natural resources, though that is great. He said the great loss to society is the waste of our human resources, simply because we do not recognize our own ability and then aim that ability in a specific direction. You see, man and nature are 180 degrees apart. We use up nature's natural resources by using them up. We use up man's natural resources by not using them at all. Yes, there's a certain amount of risk in setting goals, but there's even more risk in not setting them. The risk comes from the fact that truthfully you might not reach your goal, and then where are you going to be? You might be a little embarrassed about it, but let me say it again. The risk is infinitely greater if you do not set them, because you will be unable to use the incredible ability which you have. Yes, the first reason 97% of the people on this earth have no organized goals program is because of fear. Now, the second reason most people do not have goals is they have never really been sold. Now, that's my job. In this unit today, I'm flat gonna sell you on why you got to have those goals. Now, I didn't say I was going to try to, didn't say I wanted to, didn't say I hoped to, didn't say I planned to. I flat said I am going to sell you on why you've got to have your goals. As a matter of fact, I'm going to do such a good job on selling you on having your goals program put together that before you go to bed tonight, you will have already taken some of the steps. I'll even put it stronger than that. If you don't take some of these steps towards setting those goals, you might as well not go to bed tonight as far as sleep is concerned, because you are not even going to be able to go to sleep. Let me say it again. You might as well not even go to bed. You are not going to be able to go to sleep. Now, the basic problem is many times, regardless of where you live, an individual is working on the job. And here's where the wandering generality comes in. They're working on the job, but they get to thinking, you know, I really ought to be spending more time with my family. And then when they're spending time with their family, they get to saying, you know, I really ought to be out there working for my family. And so when they're out there working for their family, their mind is back home. And when they're back home, their mind